So I also want to talk about this. Two things. It's set up in kind of natural way. It just works out that you don't really become able to set up with the potentials. Universe, um, infinite intelligence will not let you progress down the path of learning this ultimate power if your heart isn't good. If you know what I mean, it's like you live a life and it slowly forms you into like a good person, and then all of a sudden you start learning all this stuff, and as you learn all this stuff, you become more compassionate, more good, and it just snowballs. But you can only get so far if you're still scheming, and if you really are just, you know, everyone's good. There's no wrong or bad, but if you're really going about it that kind of the wrong way, ugh, it's words, words. You know what a good heart and someone who doesn't have a good heart is. And now we all have eternal hearts that are good, but some of us are pinching it off really, really bad from their source connection, and then really, really bad the whole spectrum, all the way up to the people fully allowing, and everything in between. We're all out here doing our things, and the ones that are pinched off are usually the ones that are manipulating, hurting people to get ahead, any kind of bad things you can think of. Some more bad than others, but it doesn't matter. They're just pinched off from their love, but that doesn't matter. All right, because I was getting off on a different track here. They will not be able to learn the true secrets of the universe and their power and utilize their power in the way that their human apparatus is supposed to in their own experience until they become a genuine, pure heart. It just works out that way. And if it doesn't seem that way, there's something else going on that you don't know about. All right? You can think of it a lot of different ways. Sometimes the universe will use someone because it can teach a lot of people at once or something like that, or any other thing you can think of. But you don't have to worry about corruptions in the highest of the ranks that encompass and permeate all. There's no corruption because we just know too much. We know too much. You can't you can't come into this knowledge and not be a pure heart. It just physically doesn't work that way. It's like physics. It doesn't work that way. So that's the one thing. The other thing is, when you're going into these highs and lows that are inevitable, because we're vibrational beings and we're always, going up and down. But if you're on your P's and Q's, you're always on the upward slope, no matter how up and down you're going, right? The tricky thing is when you are feeling bad, no matter what it is, slight annoyance or complete anger or anything in between, when you're feeling off, it's like you've never had a good day in your life. It's like you've never felt good a day. You just can't even think about it. You don't even care. It's like you've never had a good day in your whole life when you've gotten yourself into a bad. And that's what makes it hard to remember that it's a phase, and you'll bounce back, and an hour from now, a week from now, you'll look back and like, oh yeah, it happens all the time. Because you're feeling good now, right? So your thoughts are different. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I always go through a dip. I get all whatever, and then I come out of it. I'm like, oh, it didn't last as long this time. I'm actually making progress. It's gonna happen again. Let's catch it this time. And then it happens, and it's like you've never felt good a day in your life again. But you catch it a little bit sooner this time. Make sure you acknowledge that, because that's how you're gonna dig yourself out of that thought hole. So, those are the 2 points I wanted to make. It's when you're feeling bad, it's you can't remember the good times, and it's a physics thing. It's how it is, but you can kind of inkle your way in there through a good belief system. Like you're feeling bad, but you catch it and you say, "Hey, I've been here before. I know what this is," even though you don't really want to hear yourself. That will wedge your true knowing and forth what you want, your belief thought systems that you're trying to prove the way you prefer. That'll give you a little toe in the door, you know what I mean? Instead of just forgetting that you've ever. And it's so interesting how that is. How you can be in a good mood, like I am right now. Everything feels right. Feels like I'm on the right path. Feels like I'm making every right choice. Whole life works out right. Blah 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 blah. Just and just could think of being hungry or a little drained, and your sleeping schedule's not right, and say you're a little off, and then all of a sudden, damn, am I doing it right? Fuck that spiritual stuff. You know what I mean? It's like you never felt good. It's like you can't even remember an hour ago when you were on top of the world. But you can bring it around. You can. If you keep working on it. Every time you finally catch yourself in a dip, you gotta remind yourself every time. And every time you get back out of it and you're feeling good again, you're feeling smart and like everything's right, you gotta remind yourself that you just came out of that dip and remember, while you're feeling good, how that worked. You keep doing this every time. And it has to be genuine. You can't just come out and be like, oh, I'm getting better at this. You have to really believe you are. So you come out of it, you're feeling good again, and you remembered, hey, my bad spell didn't last as long that time. I was in it for a bit, and I forgot that I ever had a good day in my life. But I noticed it. I talked myself out of it. I came out of it. I just knew. I showed myself that I knew what was actually going on. And I came out of it faster, deliberately. Faster than last time. And then faster than last time. And now I'm basking in it while I'm feeling good. And I'm doing it more than I did before. So I can see the progress. I can see the pattern. It's going to eventually disappear. All right? Or get so small that it's just not even a non-issue. You know what I mean? It's very important to know that. To get that thought pattern that catches you. And then bask in it. And then explain to yourself why you're doing this. And then watch how it works out. And then that adds more fuel to your passion about this kind of subject. And then don't worry about corrupt people coming into this kind of power of reality creation, because we're all creating our reality. But if you're corrupt, you're on an island of other corrupt fuckers doing the same shit you're doing. And people who aren't really on your island will just pass through. They'll be the person at the register that you only see a couple times a month. They'll be the person always in your pod of cars on the interstate, but you guys never talk. They're in a different frequency range group. We have this shared reality. All right. So you're on your island, and it's more in depth than that too, and more I hate saying more quantum than that. There's no other way. That's the way I want to say. There's just more to it than just that. Also, so you'll never have to worry about that. Never have to worry about that. They can they can group together and find all these fantastical ways to change and bend the physical reality to benefit them. But it will take more and more people and more intricate ways to make it work. Because the more people like me and other people who are connected come into it, we're more powerful and influential just by sitting here. They gotta try harder and harder and harder and harder. The smart ones will eventually be like, okay, I'm on the wrong side of the pendulum here, of the fulcrum. I'm on the wrong side of the fulcrum. We need to jump ship, guys. The smart ones will jump levels, will figure something out, will go off on their own path and break away. Well, I shouldn't say the smart ones. We're all connected to source energy, infinite intelligence. Just the ones that are there in their journey that can make that jump. It all works out perfectly, but at the same time, it's like, is it gonna work out perfectly? But that's perfect. It's gotta be entertaining. All right, that's just two things I wanted to get out.